All right. When and where were you born?
When? December 7th, 1991, in San Antonio.
All right. What do you remember about your childhood?
A lot?
What's like the most? What's like the most memorable thing? What sticks out the most?
uh, I don't know. Um, hmm, Family? Yeah,
All right. What side of San Antonio did you grow up on?
the east side of San Antonio.
All right. How was the? I guess you could say how was the living conditions?
They were living conditions. Yeah, they were enough to survive.
Were they bad? Were they good?
They weren't in that neighborhood. They weren't bad. They were what they were supposed to be. They were the best that were afforded to me at the time.
Okay. Did your parents discuss race or racism with you?
Yeah, we talked about it.
All right. Did you live with your mom and dad or just your mom?
Well, I live with my mom and then I live with my dad. Yeah, but never together.
How long did you live with your mom and how long did you live with your dad?
I lived with my mom until I was in the fifth grade, and then I moved with my dad until my senior year, the summer before my senior year in high school.
Okay. What kind of interactions did you have with people not of your racial background?
A lot. Um, it's a lot of Hispanic people in San Antonio, so my friends weren't all African American. Some of them were Caucasian, some of them were Hispanic, some of them were uh, Angolian. Uh, I guess I say I dealt with a lot of different people outside of just black people.
So you had good relationships outside of other cultures,
Yeah.
basically. All right. What notable moment in American history sticks out the most in your memory?
Mm, Either 9/11 or the moment that Barack Obama became president.
Okay, why 9/11 and why the moment Barack Obama became president?
I was in third grade when 9/11 happened, and I was coming back from recess inside, and everyone was watching it on TV. Everyone's crying. People's parents were picking them up from school, and it was one of those times where you kind of like understood but didn't really understood, and it kind of affected you but didn't really affect you. And then when Barack Obama became president was really big because he was the first African American president, and people thought it would never happen, and I was alive to see it. So that was like a big stepping stone, I guess, in African American history.
Okay. What is, if you can give advice, what advice could you give to young people today?
That no matter where you come from or what you've been through, if there is something that you want to do and or achieve, that it is all in your willpower to do so. You just have to work just as hard, if not harder than the next person, to make that happen.
Okay. You attended Texas Southern University. What made you choose to go to TSU?
Mm, mm. The summer after I graduated from high school, I had already applied to Texas Southern because it was HBCU and it was one of the closest ones near us. And my decision for going there was I was brought to Houston by my uncle, who is a TSU alumni, and I visited Texas Southern and I visited U of H, and TSU fit more for me. It was smaller. The teachers and staff seemed to be more personal with their students, other than having the big laboratory style classrooms. So that's why I chose Texas Southern instead of any other school.
Okay. What did you study?
I studied maritime transportation and security management.
All right. Who would you identify as important teachers, role models, or significant figures you encountered while at TSU?
Um, Miss Williams is the academic advisor for the degree program. Um, that I studied, and she was really helpful to me. All of the teachers within the degree program were really helpful. It was always hands-on and something that they wanted you to not only have book knowledge about, but to be able to actually say, I went out and did some of it. So we would tour the ports, ride the boats, um, have lectures at the port. So it was more hands-on than anything else.
Besides Miss Williams, who was another key like figure in your life while you were teaching?
At the school?
Just period.
If it had to be another person from the school, it would be the women's track and field coach, Coach Banks. I ran track for her for about 3 years, 2.5, 3 years. She was really hard on us, but she wanted nothing but the best for us, and she wanted us to do and see the same things that she saw in us. So she was basically a mom away from home. If it had to be outside of school, then it would have had to been my Uncle Lance and his wife Delana, because I came from away from home to school, and anytime I needed something or couldn't figure something out, they were always there to help me. So between those people, that's how I managed to get to school.
How did TSU prepare you for where you are now?
It teaches you a lot about self and growth. I went in Texas Southern one way and came out another. I came out a little stronger than I went in. You will go through certain things that you may not go through at other universities. You will learn and see certain things that you won't see at other universities. You will interact with people who care more about just their paycheck and more about the student body than you will at other universities. So the whole general feel of Texas Southern and the people that I met while at Texas Southern is what caused me to come out a little stronger than I came in.
All right. What memories stick out most? Were there any significant moments in U.S. history that you recall while experiencing while you were at TSU?
I don't remember much huge happening while I was at TSU. Like a lot of incidents like around the neighborhood that happened, but I don't think I remember anything major happening in U.S. history while I was at TSU.
And what is your favorite memory while being at TSU?
My friends. I came in contact with some people that are lifelong friends, and some who were just friends for the time period. Some who I still talk to on a daily basis now and hang out with, and are my family away from home since I've been here. And yeah.
Okay. Describe campus then compared to what it is like now.
Oh, that's a good one. When I first got to TSU, campus life was big. Greek life was big. The whole HBCU vibe was big as a whole. Now it's kind of conservative because of the things that are going around in the world and in the neighborhood. So it's a little different. It's a little more closed in. It kind of steals away from the HBCU vibe. But I guess that's what is called for with some of the things that are going on around and on campus.
Okay. Do you think HBCUs are important? Why or why not?
Yes, they are definitely important. Every HBCU has its founders and histories that go along with it, and I feel as though it gives back to not only the African American culture, but other cultures that decide to attend the school. It's a different vibe from other schools. If you talk to people that go to other universities like U of H or HBU or Rice, it's something totally different. You get a totally different experience at HBCU than you would at any other school.
So is college important? Yes or no? And why?
Yes.
Period.
It's important because I believe in higher education. Education is something that people can't steal from you. They can try and take your values and morals and turn them upside down, but knowledge is something they can't take from you. So I received a degree, and that is something that no one can ever take away from me, whether dead or alive.
All right.